We're excited to get into the park entrance, but we've been waiting in line a long time. Yosemite National Park, or as the former president called it, Yosemite National Park. That's why with Donald J. Trump, the J always stood for genius. Our first hike of the day will be to Glacier Point. There's an iconic photo of Teddy Roosevelt and John Muir standing at Glacier Point. I want to stand right where they were standing. Standing here at Glacier Point, that's Nevada Falls. Down there is Vernal Falls. Over there, the famous Half Dome. And over here is Yosemite Falls, dropping down on the famous Yosemite Valley. We're staying right down there. We were so glad that Glacier Road was open. It was closed due to snow just a few days ago, but we were able to take Glacier Road up to Glacier Point, and now we're going to go on a hike to the Sentinel Dome. Hiking to Sentinel Dome. I think we're supposed to climb up the back side of that thing. Unlike many of the other landmarks of Yosemite National Park, Sentinel Dome was not formed by glaciers. It's just a massive piece of granite. And if you look close, you can see people walking around the top. Wow, I wonder if we're going to make it up there. Reading from my guidebook, once you have reached the back, or the more gradually sloping side, head up a steep, open slope on an indistinct path. Don't worry if you lose the track. The only way to go is up. We're here at Tunnel View, where you can see three of the most famous landmarks of Yosemite National Park. That is El Capitan. In the background, you can see Half Dome. And up here is Bridal Veil Falls. It's been a long day, but we made it to our destination. The next 3 days, this little cabin at Curry Village will be our home. And when we step out the door, we've got beautiful Yosemite National Park.
Lady Jane, what do you say? Spin out past co-op station. Farther than we ever been, except that high school trip to Lincoln.
Our second day at Yosemite National Park, Wednesday, May 26th, 2021. We're going to hike the Upper Yosemite Falls. Walking toward Yosemite Falls. That is the Upper Falls, and that is the Lower Falls. Between the two of them, they are the tallest waterfall on the continent. This afternoon, we're walking the Valley Loop Trail, which goes along the Merced River, but they are still doing controlled burns right across the other side of the river. So It's kind of smoky out. A great view of El Capitan. You can actually see some climbers making their way up to the top. They say at night you can see lights on the side of the mountain. Climbers who are spending the night there because it takes 3 days to make it to the top. If you've ever seen the movie Free Solo, it is awesome. A documentary about the only person ever to climb this using no supports. Ah, the beautiful Merced River. So clean and clear. A couple of mallards right there. I wish I would have brought my fly rod. There's a trout out there. Looks like he's feeding.
Started drinking double and I wound up in jail.
Day number 3 of our Yosemite trip. We're going to do a really big hike today, the Mist Trail, which includes going to Vernal Falls, Nevada Falls, and coming back on the John Muir Trail. It's going to be an all-day hike. And I thought they called it the Mist Trail because after you left, you really missed it. Vernal Falls on the Mist Trail. Slick steps. This is just beautiful. You can see the melting snow up there, the footbridge, the falls. This stretch is called the Silver Apron, and it pours down into the Emerald Pool. There's Nevada Falls. We're going up there. Now this is a nice spot for a picnic. Well, we made it to the top, Nevada Falls, and it's a long way down. We're taking the John Muir Trail back. We don't want to have to walk down those slick granite steps at Vernal Falls. This trail gives you a great view of the valley, and we're just a few miles from the bottom. Driving toward El Capitan tonight, and we spotted a black bear out in the meadow. Our last night at Yosemite National Park, and we are here at El Capitan. We wanted to see if we could spot some climbers camped out overnight on the side of El Capitan, and I see some of them right now. If you see those 2 black spots and then go straight up, there are a couple of people camped out on the side of the cliff. Those people are crazy. Today is our 4th and final day at Yosemite National Park, and we're going to hike to the Mariposa Grove. Giant sequoia trees are the largest organisms on the planet Earth. Somewhere around here is the famous tree that they cut a hole in so people could drive through. They did that in 1905. It finally collapsed in 1969. So basically, they killed a 3,000-year-old tree so that people could have the fun of driving through it for 60 years. Hiking out here through the wilderness, but we can still listen to Husker baseball. Ripped into center field. Jackson Hallmark drifting over. He's there. He's got it. Hiking back from Mariposa Grove. That was the last hike of our trip. Time to go back to Nebraska.